Divine greetings, entities, energies, lovelies, bodies of light, the seekers and sojourners of truth, the 144 chosen of the chosen few. You know who you are. My third degree, chosen ones, standing in the 5D. We up here going hard in the paint, standing in the paint, out here in these spiritual streets. I greet you all in the love that lights the truth from my heart to yours. I am celestial earth, known as Aquila, right? In the divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you none other than live from 5D. Speaking of the 5D, what's going on in the 5D? As usual, I bring you the news to infuse, if you so choose to infuse, with the light grid, and it's activated and it's activating. Like, if y'all know the history on this light grid, I gotta do a video just talking about the light grid, and the light grid is being activated. Like, y'all feeling it? I don't know how many of y'all feeling it, but we turning over. It's a new time on these here timelines. So what I'm sharing with you now, of course, is still happy Galactic New Year. This is the part 2 because I came on a little bit earlier. I wanted to at least get that message out about the calendars while I had it in my head. Share a little bit about the new, in case I didn't get back on, share a little bit about it, about the Galactic New Year, and to speak on the gathering of the Galactic Gathering. I keep saying the gathering of, but like I said, that's because an event that is coming up. For those of you who may know, who are in tune with black magic and so forth, they have that coming up. It's funny how spirit is sending me there too, because I really had no. So those of you who follow my channel and come from there, then you may see me there, because spirit is like, just go. I don't care how, just go. But what was coming up to me recent was gathering, the Galactic Gathering. It was showing me that I'm being shown that now, that this time period right now, it's like I could kind of see this coming in, like all the, I'm gonna just say it this way, it's like all the spaceships coming in, like they all coming in. And for those of us who are in soul tribes, or came here together in certain soul pods or whatever, it's like we're being called to connect to each other. And I do believe that's one of the reasons I'm being called over there. It's like, look, there's somebody over there I need you to meet. We have to see how spirit is moving us right now. So don't be stubborn souls. You may be wondering, like, why am I going? Just listen. Simply listen. If spirit is showing you something, don't ask about how, why, where. Move in faith, right? The hows and the whys will get answered in due time. So this gathering is coming about for so many reasons, and I'm seeing different groups gathering for specific reasons, because remember, we each got pieces to the puzzle. There is no one way. There is the many, as those of you who know of Huna Flash has mentioned. The Huna meaning the many in the one. As I said earlier, I love that word, the many in the one out of many, however you want to look at it. So those who have that strict box of thinking there is only one way, there are many ways, and the many ways are opening up right now. And the many groups, like I've mentioned in one of my videos, the divine colonies are opening up. They're expanding, they're connecting. When I say opening up, I mean like our lines of communication are opening up. Because of how we activate on the light grid. I don't know how many people know how it works sometimes, but when we activate the light grid, we strengthen the bandwidth, so to speak. If you can think about like computers and the internet, you strengthen the bandwidth for us light bodies to reach one another, from one lighthouse to another lighthouse. It's like you could be standing here as a lighthouse, and when you strengthen the bandwidth, all of a sudden in the distance you see a beep 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 beep. You start to see that light, and that lighthouse was always there, but now you start to see it, boop 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 boop, and it becomes stronger. The stronger we activate on the light grid, our vision becomes stronger, and the vision of others that can see us becomes stronger, especially if there are other light bodies, light warriors, certain type of light workers, because not all light workers can see it either. These are The ones who are being more true and pure in their heart and operating with a certain type of spiritual integrity, those are the ones who are really seeing, right? Because you have those who are claiming to be woke and light workers, but they're still not ready, right? They're not, because and the readiness has to do with how much you are releasing. People are taking that lightly, and I'm going to keep being an advocate for release and let go, for detach. And I don't mean superficially. We have to do it with our true heart vibrations. We have to go into our subconscious, the things of in deep places where we have locked it away in the secret vaults, the secret faults that are within the secret vaults of our soul must be exposed. This is a time of exposure. That's why we just went through that season of accountability, and between them two Capricorn moons, accountability and responsibility, accountability and responsibility. Then we had the graduation with the luminaries that highlighted Neptune. Like, hey, you see them illusions right there, the shadows of the Neptune? That's what we're to be working on, the Neptunian shadows, if I could put that simply. The Neptunian shadows that we have as an individual and as a collective. As an individual, your Neptunian shadows may be imaginations, fantasies that you have brought up, concepts. It may be old narratives that you have had spinning in your mind that are not false, so they are illusions. They are what we call distorted memory. Illusions are just distorted memory. Again, said by Huna, something that I took from them that I love, that because it's the truth. If you understand us being memory complexes, we're a mind-body complex that's a part of a memory complex, each here having a soul synapsis of our own soul. So it is a distortion of the memory when we fall into the illusions of separation, when we fall into the negative database energy, or the opposition, whatever it is you want to call it, the ops, right? That real negative ops, the parasitic energies, there you go. When we allow those to seep in, it usurps our true light and our true spirit, and there you become corrupt. So the things that were meant for good become corrupt, they become perverted. Why must you pervert the ways? We pervert the ways with our fears. And that's why they keep instilling fear. Wherever there is fear in you, you will pervert the way. You will abandon ship all the time. You will abandon the ship of truth where fear faces you. And that is why we have to dispel fear. Our job as light workers and light warriors is to dispel fear by living in the love that lights the truth, by being the example that lights the truth. And I've witnessed this before, and I've said it before in one of my live videos and on YouTube before. This happened maybe around 2021, right after the whole COVID scare, the whole, what I call it again, I ain't said it in a pandemic. That whole pandemic's bullcrap, right? After that, there were people still walking around with their masks when we didn't have to. So I was one of the first people that, you know, like, I'm not doing this. If I don't have to, once they said, hey, you ain't got to have it to walk in the store, I'm free. I'm going to walk around and breathe. And I never forget just speaking to someone who had on a mask, and I could see the level of fear in people. And this person, when I spoke to them, it's like I could see his relaxation, like he just dropped, just watching me be free. And walking in fear. It's not just me without my mask, not in fear, without fear. It's not just me in my mask. He senses, he sees me walking in a type of fearlessness, without fear. The things that everyone else is fearing, I was not. And that brought a sense of comfort, or a sense of peace that dispelled his fear. And then you saw it drop from him, and he even took off his mask. And I didn't say nothing. I wasn't walking around telling people, hey, you got to take off your... But because I walked in my love that lights the truth, that is without fear, because fear and love cannot exist in the same space. So when you're really employing pure love, light, fear cannot come up against you. So I say that to say, this is where we are to be working as light bodies, removing fears, removing old narratives, detaching from old concepts. This is how the old paradigms are falling, because we make them fall. London Bridge is falling down. All of that comes from that side of town. Yeah. Because remember, they are the ones, the conquerors that went out and conquered everything, and all of their bridges are falling down. All their tentacles that they have in other people through the U.S. The U.S. is a tentacle of London Bridge, right? And I don't mean to get too technical. I don't even like, because I don't like to get into the civil matters. I like to keep it focused on our energies. So when we keep what we're supposed to do in mind, we align. Thank you, Spirit, for bringing me back. It's like bring it back around. Where we keep ourselves in an alignment with the truth. And I said what I said before, because I want us to see where we just need to take ourselves in the light of truth. Remove fear, remove detachments. And by doing that, this is why I said it. Thank you, Spirit. By doing that, you remove the density out of your soul, thus allowing you to evolve, allowing your spirit to, I say, become lightened. Not your spirit, your soul. It lightens your soul so that your soul can align with your spiritual blueprint, with what so that your soul can align with your spirit's design. Because there is a design that your spirit has already, scoped out, gone before you and made smooth the way. Right? Even though it don't feel so smooth, it charted out your soul's course. You charted out your overself. So we're returning to our overselves on many levels. Some of us are split already, multidimensional beings that are already split, and all of our overselves are coming in. That's why I said it's like I see this coming in from everywhere. It's like a calling, this gathering coming in. So it's no coincidence that that gathering is also happening around this time, because there is a specific gathering that is happening now. And so it's according to the way we have been working on our soul's work and releasing. And the more we release, then we align with this, right? And so this is why I call to those souls, those of you who do watch this, and check your natal chart, if it's parallel, if your sun in Leo is parallel to Uranus and Mars. And this is streaming from that Uranus-Mars conjunction. 26 degrees, and that 2/6 is 8. That 8 is infinite, as we're in the universal year of 8. So there's that universal year of 8 that's holding the resonance of 8, of infinite existence and repetition. What has been repeating in your life, world, and affairs, that's been repeating the manifestations, right? Manifestations meaning 7. Last year was 7. What was happening last year that now you're seeing being repeated over and over again, whether the good, the bad, or the ugly, it's repetition. And repetition reminds us of our infinite existence, how we are infinitely existing in this loop, right? And so there's the karmic loop that some people are locked in, but this is the opportunity for us to loop out if we're utilizing the energies correctly. And the thing about the Mars-Uranus energy, as I have mentioned before, is that it is about taking the initiative with the revolutionary step. That Uranus energy is giving us the step that we need. And the Mars is the readiness, right? So it's like how I always say the ready and willing light bodies. And it's like Mars is the readiness and Uranus is the willingness. It's willing to do. Uranus is like, let's go, let's go. That's that Oya energy. Let's go. Right? And Mars is like, I'm ready. I'm ready. Take the initiative. Let's take the step. And it's in this fire sign. And so that happened at 26 degrees. And that there's something, it's almost like I see an energy shooting from that. Because we're still kind of feeling the energy from that conjunction. And there's energy kind of shooting from that, stemming from that. That's bringing us to here now, matching with the 26. There's something about today, the Galactic Happy New Year. It's like it shot out to connect you to the Galactic Happy New Year on the 26th. Again, another 2/6 that is reduced to 8. So on this 26th, and you know, check your Dogon tribe connections and your Kemetic connections so you can find out what it is, because the Galactic New Year has to do with the Sirius star. And we just had the Sirius gateway. Let me not forget that. There was the Sirius gateway where we were getting flooded in with this information coming from our spiritual sun, Sirius as our spiritual sun, right? So now it's like the Galactic New Year in connection to Sirius, and it's serious business. And so even what was happening before now is what, like at least a couple days before now, is called the day of, what did I write? The day of, the day out of time. I was going to say the day of, the days out of time leading up to the new year. And that's when you're supposed to reflect and release whatever you don't need as you transit in order to, and it's not just about like a New Year's resolution type of thing, right? And there are many New Years. I want us to understand that, because I know I talk about my New Year being in spring, and that is according to the seasons and following the seasons on this earth plane. It's true, right? But then we have our New Year of the sun that goes according to the solar of the sun, and that New Year is mainly around summer. The summer solstice is the New Year of the sun, and then this is the New Year of the Sirius star. So there are multiple New Years, and when I say it's not New Year's like how people think, oh, make a wish, like I'm going, no, oh, I'm not going to do this. No. It is a New Year that it goes according to what you put in. It's in alignment with you, with what you've attuned to and your energies, right? Had to look back, make sure it's aligned with those energies. So whatever you have done, it's giving you a time in your soul's work. I'm speaking deeper, like soully, intergalactically, spiritually. It's giving you a chance. Remember, Sirius being your spiritual star, so it's giving you a chance to really look at what is behind you, what have you been doing, and so that you can know what to extract in your soul's inventory and take it out before you get, it's like, so when you get to the new year, there's something in their connection, in this intercommunication, where when you let go what you've let, it's kind of like a timeline thing. And so at that new year, it's like you cross this timeline with whatever baggage you have or have not, right? So if you let go, you cross into this timeline in a certain way, right? So there's different timeline shifts happening. That's one of them, right? We had the graduation, we had with the full moon there, that was another timeline that was shifting us into something else. And this is like compounding upon that, and yet still preparing us for what is to come in the 8-8 Lionsgate. And I had spoke on this when I talked about the Mars Uranus conjunction, that there is something in that is helping us to unlock out of that infinite lock on the loop and gaining access, infinite access on our infinite existence wheel. And it's like coming out of a, it's almost like, this is how I saw it, like it's like the 8, it's like the underworld. It's like it's paralleled, but within, and it's like it's the underworld. Speaking of the infinite loop, right? Whether it's the karmic infinite loop or the evolved, the infinite access. So the karmic one, the karmic wheel that holds you down, it's like that's the underworld. That's the shadow world. And even that has levels, because there's the karmic loop of your whole soul, like past lives, all of that. And then there's the karmic loop, the karmic loop that you're stuck in the now, in the here and now, in this lifetime. And it's that is like the underworld part, right? So what's happening is like I'm seeing this split like this. So they were together, right? They're all intertwined, and we want to come out of that karmic loop. So that Mars Uranus energy, if you're utilizing that fire correctly, right, that 8 is allowing you to unlock and come out and come out of that underworld that's locked in and infused, and giving you limited access in your infinite access. We all have access to that infinite part of us, the infinite access. However, we don't always know how to. And that's because it's blocked with the things of the infinite loop, the shadow side of our infinite existence. So this is an important step that is helping to separate that, right? Remove the underworld from you, remove the karmic loop, so that you can, if you notice, you see when it's together, you can't really see clearly, if y'all get what my image is doing. And then when you come up, it's like, okay, now you can get through in your infinite loop, your infinite access. Now you can see, now you can be, right? So there's something in that that's helping us to come out of that infinite loop, that infinite lock, right? And so that's that 2-6 that I'm seeing. When I saw the 8, and it's like, that's what it was showing me. There are people who are locked in, and they need to unlock and unblock. So some of these energies are helping you to do that. And for a lot of us, it doesn't feel good, right? And that's why you have to just have that transformational understanding. Understand your assignment. Be steadfast in your divine will to ascend and transcend. And that will help you to be less focused on the other awkward stuff, the chaos, right? The peace. We need the understanding that infuses with connectivity. And connectivity means I'm connected to this thing that appears opposite to me. You know, do your best to work with it in that manner, so it's not so pressing. And then you see that this thing has come to me to bring me something. And that's why it's connectivity. Not because I like what it's doing or I like how it feels. Obviously, I don't like it. But there's something in it that if I allow myself to be infused with connectivity, I will see why it's being brought to me. Because it's being brought to you so you can say, oh, okay, this is what I got to detach. Because think about it. If things are in our subconscious mind, we don't know how to get to it. We don't know how to detach. But now it's like, oh, okay, this what I gotta, oh, here it is. It's like it takes it out of your subconscious. That's how we gotta look at it. These opposition situations is plucking it out of your subconscious, and it don't feel good. It feel like a whiplash in the back of your neck. And it's like, here you go. And you're like, oh, okay, this is what I gotta do. Back that up. Thank you. And you just work on it. Don't be mad with the plop. You know, deal with your neck, stretch it out, you'll be all right. But don't focus on that. Take the message. Take what you need to work on as a blessing. Say, all right, let me detach from that. Let me release that, because this is a thing that is dense in your soul and holding you. And I want to release. And you gotta want to work on it truthfully and willingly, or else that is going to be the death of you, so to speak. Choose or die. Right? And when I say death, I call it ego. I call it soul death, because it's soul stagnation. It stagnates you. And it doesn't allow you to go forward. So, yeah, this is what it is that we're working on. And as it's coming up, this is how you can best face it. Be willing to be very vulnerable and have humility. Allow vulnerability to bring you to a state of humility and remove fear. We cannot walk in fear. We need the love that lights the truth. And so when you do that, you're now, as I said, let me get back to that. You're now unlocking, what was the point I was making? The 26, out of the 26 into today, the 26. So stemming from that day of the Mars conjunction, I can't remember the exact day, but it wasn't too long ago. Stemming from that, with degrees of 26, bringing us to today, on the 26th. So there's something else being catalyzed right there. And look at what that is for you, giving us another opportunity to also unlock out of that, you know, that infinite block. And today is the beginning of not the Sirius gateway, the 8-8 Lion's Gate. That gateway is open today. So again, and it's like it's like, how can I say it? It's like when you pass the baton. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing whatever was coming from Mars and Uranus, stretching the baton out, and where they meet is today on the 26th, 2-6, another 8, stretching. It's like this is where they're passing the baton, and it's like onto you, and the one who's grabbing it now is the 8-8 Lion's Gate that is opening up. The door is opening up and say, got it. and it's going to run with it and run with it and bring it to the finish line, bring it to the 8-8 Lions Gate, right? And when it brings it there, it's like at the point, we're in the gate from now to the 12th, right? And so at that point of the 8-8 Lions Gate, and by the way, that date is going to be 888, because it's a universal year of 8. The month is 8, the day is 8, the universal year is 8. All right? Yeah, 8-8. So with that, I see this baton being passed. So the energy is being passed, and that's what I'm seeing. So that Mars-Uranus energy, that take initiative, revolutionary time to make that change. So this is for those serious souls. Sirius, like the Sirius star. This is for the serious souls that come from the serious stars that are being serious with their soul's journey. We are the ones who are walking with that torch and ready to pass it. And that's why I'm speaking to that specific group of people, because that's how it was shown to me. Because there's an assignment for that group of people, and other groups have their own assignments as well. But this is a time for that group of people because of the angles of light that are coming in through them, through their natal chart, that is activating something in them, right? That thrusts them in moving forward, to thrust us, because I'm one of them. That's why I got the message and I'm able to share it with those. I am one of them that is in that Mars-Uranus is in my natal chart. So I know what it's, and it explains more of, oh, that's why. Because it's a lot of stuff like coming up for me, like right now. The next 3 weekends I am booked. This weekend all the way through. Weekend, it's like spirit got you here. They're connecting us quickly. Because of the upheaval as well, they're connecting us quickly. Because they out there bonding. Them agents, them parasitic energies, they bonding. All right, but we ain't worrying about them. We coming online. We're doing what we supposed to do. So, yeah, it's a pivotal time. And it's taking us into that. And not only that, whatever needs to change. We're having to, we're getting that fire, that lion, that Leo fire that's taking the initiative. Remember, the fire also means the direction north. Heading north. North meaning going towards, going forwards, and the fire is removing the impurities that we need in order to go forward towards our north node. What is our north node? Right now, collectively, our north node is in Aries, soul sovereignty. So this is going to catapult us deeper into applying our soul sovereignty. This is all a part of the ecliptic design, the ecliptic window. What do I call it? The ecliptic season, which is aligned with the nodes. The eclipse is about the nodes, right? And so this is the message. The theme of the nodes is asking us to take what we need to take, learn what we need to learn from the past. South Node in Libra. Take that from the past and move forward. Justice from our social dynamics. That's why so many social dynamics are changing individually, collectively, from the micro to the macro, from regular relationships, family relationships, society relationships, human relationships, the social dynamics. There is justice, and we're to take that justice and move forward. That's why the warrior, as I said, that when I did the interplay between the planets and Mars was a part of that, yeah, the warrior is seeking justice through the messages of peace. And that's what's happening. It's all happening through peace. We don't got to fight. We just got to understand, know our truth, and be in it. We just have to do our stuff. Just release your own stuff. Don't try to convince nobody of nothing. We don't got to fight nothing. How about everybody just mind their own business and go in the junk in your trunk and release your own stuff? That's it. That's the only assignment we have right now. Get on that battlefield, because the battlefield is within you. It's a spiritual warfare out here, but the battlefield is in you. So get on your battlefield and be daring and bold and brave and courageous enough to go into the unknowns of your soul, subconscious, and remove what you need to remove. Detach what you need. Admit that you have some wrongful concepts and attachments and then remove them. You can't remove them if you don't admit it. So identify and admit it, and then you can remove it. That's the work that needs to be done. So when we do that, that's what catapults us, and that's what builds you as a stronger conduit of light, because you're doing what? You're removing the resistance from your light. Hence, you are a stronger conduit for the light and the light grid activation. You activate strongly on the light grid, and you are more readily available and willing to be a part of the movement into the 5D. All of this is leading us into the 5, because we're expanding our consciousness. Think about that. The more you let go, the less tension you have, the less contracting you're doing, which means you're doing what? Expanding. Your soul expands, your light expands. Just let your soul glow. You begin to glow, baby. So, galactic ones, star seeds, indigos, all of that. Like, this is the time. This one, it's like a busy, what do you call it? A busy phone line place, and the phone's just ringing. Galactic this, can I help you? I'm a Lyran, can I help you? I'm an Arcturian, can I help you? I'm a Pleiadian, whatever you are, can I help you? Can I help you? And meanwhile, them parasitic energies, them reptilians and those archon energies, they drastically trying to bond. They like, wait a minute. They cleaning up their soul. I can't get in. The more you remove your stuff, the less access they have to you, the parasitic energies they are. And so they making phone calls of their own. But it's busy right now, because it's a gathering. It's a galactic gathering that is coming in. So find your tribes, answer the calls when you hear them. It's time to do the work that is with your counsel. So I'm calling my councils of light, the ones that are seen and unseen, because we got councils of light that are seen, tangible, and we got the unseen, your spiritual counsel, right? Your celestials, whoever they are that are around you, your ancient ones, your ancestors. Yeah, my councils of light, I'm calling on y'all right now. Beam me up, Scotty. Right? Beam me up so I could be a part of the galactic party. Happy Galactic New Year. Those of us who know that it's true. Be true to you in this true timeline reality. Right? And be ready to evolve, shift into the next timeline. This is all a part of it. So don't be afraid to reach out. You've been doing work on your own. Don't be afraid to connect when you hear spirit guiding you. Don't be a stubborn soul and be like, nah, I got this all on my own. This is the gathering. It's the time for us to answer and be a part of the galactic gathering and the galactic through whatever forms we have taken on. Because it's happening. It's going down. So I share that with you all. I had to come back on and do the part 2 and speak a little bit about this gathering and this galactic gathering that's happening. And it's an exciting time, because now we are really going to be able to meet with those who are truly ready. That's how I'm sensing it. This is going to be a next level of those who have been weeded out, the chosen of the chosen of the chosen few, and you're really ready. 33339. I just saw 3 3s and a 9. That's 99, and those my numbers. 9 is my number. Spiritual completion. 333. Creative completion times 3. So let me leave that down. I want to go into all the numbers and everything. I wanted to just touch base and come back about this galactic gathering. So y'all join me, my star seeds. Those of us who came in that same pod whose natal chart is Mars and Uranus parallel natal. Let's do this. Anything else? I believe that's all. Don't forget the calendars. 5D calendars at a 5D corner near you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment if you dare. Send out some emojis of stars and galaxies and stuff like that. Whatever, if you don't have something to say, but send that out, because it helps keep the algorithms going, and y'all keep it going. We are almost at 1,000. I'm proud of us. We did it. We did it. About to get my Dora on. We did it. We did it. So congratulations to us all here in this channel that have found each other, and we're about to be able to go live and commune on a different level. So again, I invite you all to answer each other in the comments. Y'all help me out. Get to some comments. If you see something that resonate with you, feel free to please go ahead and give that answer. If you got that answer, don't withhold information. We're not here to hoard nothing. So if you got it, please do tag me and be like, I got this. Boom, 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 boom. So we could share the love and be here for each other, because there are some valid questions in there. And with that said, I believe that's that's a wrap. Some of you may not see this till the next day, but that's okay. Happy Galactic New Year Day. Do your reflections, do your release. Remember, everything we do is in peace, love, and harmony. Right? We have peace within the chaos when you understand your transformation. So stay in the understanding. Right? Stand under the principles of truth so that your understanding brings you to an overstanding and bring you to an understanding of your soul's design. And with that said, each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out and be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Peace, love, and light.